WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Investigators say he went on a violent rampage and shot a woman passenger twice. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Renee Skinner. Law enforcement officers spent the day searching for the man who they say tried to gun down a woman, leaving her critically injured. Police are looking for Adrian Leon Golden of Pontotoc County. Investigators say earlier this morning, Golden and a woman passenger were driving on Highway 32 near Joe's Market. That's when Golden allegedly shot the woman in the front seat. The woman jumped out, the car crashed, and police say Golden got out and shot the woman a second time. Golden is an African-American male. He was last seen wearing black shorts, a gray shirt, and a red hoodie. If you've seen Golden, call police. The victim underwent surgery this evening. A fiery crash involving a motorcycle late Wednesday night in South Haven leaves 2 dead, including a Tupelo native. The crash happened around 11 p.m. on Church Road west of Interstate 55. According to police, the motorcycle and a van collided near the entrance of an apartment complex. The motorcycle caught fire and both people on it were killed. Tupelo native 25-year-old John McMullen was one of those killed. The cause of the crash is under investigation. Well, in Lee County, a young woman's body is still unaccounted for after an SUV was discovered in Town Creek. 24-year-old Amber Smith is the only victim who hasn't been found after that tragic car accident this past weekend. A 5 to 6 mile search began early this morning. WCBI's Jory Talley has the latest.
A road trip that started in Illinois with plans to end up in Florida took a deadly turn in Mississippi. The older model Tahoe was thrown in between 2 bridges, and Lee County Sheriff Jim Johnson says the depth from the bridge to the water was like hitting concrete.
You could actually see on the railing of the bridge where the vehicle slid along the railing for quite some time, teetering which way it was going to go, back on the road or go over the bridge. But, with the force and the speed variable and the weight factor, the centrifugal force took it over.
Once they identified 30-year-old Sean Haygood, 25-year-old Heather Urin, and 29-year-old Terrence Wedge Jr., their investigations led them to a 4th passenger.
They found this identification in the vehicle of this 4th person. When we contacted the police department and ran the information, it showed that they had been reported missing. And according to family members and people that knew them, they were all in the car together at 10 or 10:30 on Friday morning, leaving on this trip.
From their starting point, takes about 9 to 11 hours to get to where they crashed, leaving the sheriff to believe it happened between midnight and 6 a.m. on Saturday. Johnson says they're hoping the black box recovered from the SUV will give them the information they're looking for.
If we can get the exact time that they went over the bridge, calculate that with when we had the rain that would have raised the water, then we may can come up with some definite answer of the body should float at this particular point in the search or whatever. So, all this is critical whenever you're dealing with the unknown.
The terrain where they're searching is another challenge.
Do an overland search, you're searching in the water, searching the banks, so just the vegetation on the side of the banks, they're going along in water just ankle deep, and next thing you know it's 5 or 10 foot deep, so they're paddling. Next minute they're trying to push the boat along in some real shallow water. It's just the challenge of the actual terrain itself.
That was our Jory Talley bringing us that report. Johnson made it clear that he believes they will find Smith's body. The Tupelo Fire Department and Rescue Team, the Lee County Sheriff's Department, Mississippi Wildlife and Fisheries, along with other agencies, are helping out with the search. Well, one of the 3 men who escaped from the Prentiss County Jail has been recaptured just across the state line near Cherokee, Alabama. 53-year-old Mark Lindsay of Boonville was captured shortly before 2 p.m. David Glasgow of Ashland and John Michael Brown of Rienzi are still on the run, but law enforcement officials believe they are closing in on them. Authorities located the stolen truck that they believe the men were traveling in. They are using helicopters, dogs, and personnel on foot. Authorities remind the public the men are considered dangerous. If you encounter the escapees, call 911. Mississippi Governor Phil Bryant and others are saluting a sheriff's deputy who was among the 8 people killed in a series of shootings Saturday and Sunday. Hundreds of police officers and others gathered today for the funeral of Lincoln County Sheriff's Deputy William Durr. Investigators say Durr was shot and killed by Willie Corey Godbolt after being called to a dispute over Godbolt's children. Investigators say Godbolt killed Durr and 3 in-laws, then killed 4 people at 2 additional homes. Funerals for the other 7 are scheduled in the coming days. Godbolt is jailed without bail. It is time to get the latest on our forecast for the evening. Here's meteorologist Jacob Dickey to fill us in. Jacob?
Hey Renee, we are looking at just a few showers on our Doppler radar here. We can see filling in all across the southeast, Alabama and Mississippi. We think we'll get a few more through the evening, and we'll keep those chances overnight. Right now in Columbus, we are at 73. Notice the dew point also at 73. We think we may get some fog that forms as we go through the night tonight. We'll get our temperatures down into the upper 60s, perhaps low 70s. Coming up, we'll talk more about some storms through the weekend might impact Elvis Festival. And we're going to take a look at some cooler weather that is just around the corner.
Definitely like the sound of that, Jacob. Thank you. Well, a nonprofit that helps raise money for breast cancer research and provides medical services for women is shutting down. Coleman North Mississippi will close its Tupelo office at the end of July. The move comes after new guidelines from the national organization. Director Cindy Hale says the new guidelines could have meant funds raised locally would have gone to counties outside the North Mississippi area. She says this year's grants will be honored. Then she is hopeful others in the community will help those who received the grants.
That is definitely something that weighs heavily on our minds, but we also know that we have a giving community, and it would be great if the community would embrace our grantees and help fill the gap for them.
The largest fundraiser for Coleman North Mississippi is the annual Race for the Cure, held every October in downtown Tupelo. With city elections less than a week away, some Columbus City Council candidates did a little last-minute campaigning. Ward 5 incumbent Stephen Jones and his opponent, former firefighter Mark Ward, talked experience and vision at today's meeting of the Columbus Exchange Club. Both candidates say if elected, they plan to hit the ground running.
Help solve our crime issue as far as prevention and education in the schools with our children, and after-school programs and the neighborhood watch programs. So I don't only come up with a problem, but I also have some solutions.
Well, just take a look around Ward 5. You can see the improvements of Ward 5, I think. And, you know, if they like the improvements that they see, then you go out and you make a decision based on that.
The general election is June 6th. Well, it was a day of food, fellowship, fun, and information for members of the Four County Electric Power Association. The cooperative held its annual meeting today at EMCC's Mayhew campus. Activities included a health fair and information on Four County's programs, services, and equipment. Public Relations Manager John Turner says the event is a great way for the utility to show appreciation to its members.
We're a member-owned electric cooperative, so once a year we have Board of Directors election, and we also invite our members out to, again, to have a chance to fellowship with us, to answer any questions that they have, to basically show our appreciation for these folks that are owners of our cooperative.
A business session included financial reports and elections to the Board of Directors.
We got some showers that were in the area tonight for the Elvis Festival. We think we'll get some more scattered storms on the day on Friday as well as Saturday. Coming up, we'll break down the chances for storms through the weekend, and again, we'll talk some cool weather.
Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist Jacob Dickey.
Looking at our Tupelo sky cam now, some low clouds in there, perhaps some sprinkles if you're out and about for that Elvis Festival this evening. Temperature is 75, still warm as we go through the viewing area here, seeing 74 in Amory, Calhoun City at 72, as is Oxford, Carthage at 71. But I think the thing to notice is those dew points are making it feel muggy out there this evening. 73-degree dew point in Columbus, 70 in Starkville, Calhoun City at 69. This is an air mass you can walk through and breathe almost straight water. It is humid out there. That's why we think we'll get some patchy fog into the morning, but we'll keep those chances for scattered showers and storms through the evening as we get those temperatures down in the 60s. Here we go through tomorrow morning. We can see again some showers and thunderstorms popping up through the morning hours. I think in the morning commute we'll have a mix of some storms in the area, but we'll also be watching for some patchy fog as we head to work for our Friday. and we'll get those temperatures then on Friday into the mid to upper 80s. Amory topping out at 87, 83 in Aliceville, Philadelphia at 84, as is Kosciuszko and Winona. We'll keep those chances for on-again, off-again showers and storms through the day. That's because of this stationary front. It hangs out through Friday, but it does lose its identity Friday night. But that means that we'll open the floodgates of moisture from the Gulf on Saturday and Sunday, and we'll increase those storm chances, particularly on Sunday evening here. We could see some widespread scattered showers and thunderstorms. But if we see this front up here, this is the first bout of good news that we'll be getting. We'll be going from this week here where we've seen these scattered storms, hot and muggy. Coming up for us will be next week some low 80s on the board, drier air, pleasant weather is around the corner here. This is going to be part of a pattern flip that will bring us some much appreciated changes for many of us here. Get this cold front to push through on Tuesday, bringing in pleasant weather and some sunshine back on Wednesday. That will feel nice out there. And the interesting thing is, if we look at the temperature outlook through June 7th through June 12th, below average temperatures are expected. We get some cooler air in here. Now, cool is still low 80s, but we won't have the humidity here. That will help make it feel dry, dry air mass. So it'll be comfortable outdoors weather as we get through the next 2 weeks even. This is our upper air pattern, keeping that below average temperatures across the eastern half of the United States. And specifically for impacts here in northeast Mississippi and west Alabama, again, some cooler and drier air can be expected. We won't have that humidity. We won't be walking and sweating all the time. This will be when you can plan some outdoors time. Doesn't mean, though, in the next 2 weeks through the middle of June, we don't get some heat and some humidity in here. So basically, we just have to deal with these scattered showers and storms again through Monday. As we get into Tuesday, that's when that pattern flip happens, and we see some low 80s on the board there, even putting 59 in the low Thursday morning. This is some nice weather that's coming around the corner for us.
That is Silas helping to kick off the Tupelo Elvis Festival with music at the mill at the Tupelo Cotton Mill. The new event was launched to bring in a diverse mix of performers throughout the weekend, along with the Elvis Tribute Artist Competition. The show at the renovated J.J. Rogers building was a hit with concert goers.
I think it's an excellent idea. Me personally, I've never really been excited or even known too much about Elvis Fest, but when I saw the music lineup that they were bringing in this year, I couldn't wait.
This different direction that they're going this year is extremely beneficial to the town, just because we got, starting off tonight, we've got 4 awesome acts for $10, which is just, you know, you'd be crazy to miss it.
The Elvis Fest continues through Sunday. For more information, go to our website at WCBI.com. The Diamond Dogs aren't the only Mississippi team in regional action. Coming up in sports, we check in on their Hattiesburg hosts. Welcome back. The best way to battle biting bugs is careful use of insect repellent. But many people, especially children, are sensitive to some of the chemicals. In tonight's Health Talk with Baptist, we look at some alternatives.
Besides using insect repellent containing DEET, what are some other ways to protect your child from insect bites? Picaridin can be used as an alternative and is available in concentrations of 5 and 10%, which can protect 3 to 8 hours. Permethrin can be applied to clothes but not skin. This chemical will last in clothing after washes. You may want to try repellent made from natural ingredients in place of a commercial product that contains man-made chemicals to protect your child against mosquitoes, biting flies, and ticks. Just be sure to read the label first to make sure that it is safe to use on children. Keep in mind that natural repellents generally don't last as long as chemical repellents. Some of them need to be reapplied every 20 minutes or so, while some last a couple hours. Here are some other ways to protect your child from insects. Dress your child in light-colored clothing that covers as much of the skin as possible to help protect him from insects that bite or sting. Avoid bright or dark colors or flowery prints. Don't use scented soaps or lotions, as fragrance attracts some bugs. Avoid insect hangouts such as stagnant water, flower gardens, and uncovered food. You might want to use mosquito netting over your child's infant seat, backpack, or stroller when you have him outdoors during the bug season. Perform a skin survey. Check your child's skin after playing outdoors at the end of the day. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@WCBI.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle.
The road to Omaha begins tomorrow for the Bulldogs. More from Pete Taylor Park next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Tom Ebel.
The road to Omaha begins Friday for the Hattiesburg Regional. The Bulldogs will face a familiar foe in South Alabama, looking for a shot at #1 seed Southern Miss. WCBI Sports Director Robbie Donahoe has more from the Hub City.
Thank you, Tom. We welcome you back here to Pete Taylor Park. We are inside the visitors' dugout. Mississippi State will certainly feel like the visiting team here in Hattiesburg, as Southern Miss fans have gobbled up many of the tickets that are available to this entire regional, but the Bulldogs will be the home team coming up when they take on South Alabama Friday at 6 p.m. It is now the fourth time that the Bulldogs and Jaguars have played one another this year, and Mississippi State got their final on-site practice in Thursday afternoon here at Pete Taylor Park. Despite not having the deep pitching staff, Andy Cannizaro wants his team to come out swinging and come out fighting, as they continue to say so. Now, it seems to be a coincidence that the Bulldogs continue to run into South Alabama and Southern Miss, but the Bulldogs say that familiarity certainly breeds confidence, and it certainly breeds even more confidence that the Bulldogs have been in every situation imaginable this baseball season.
We've played well as a team all year. We feel like we're playing really well at the right time. We've been in every situation imaginable throughout the course of this year, so no matter what happens in this regional, we've played in that situation before. We've played from behind, we've played with leads, and we're really comfortable and really confident that we're able to win games no matter what the situation is.
We're really expecting a good weekend, and having played these guys before, kind of getting a good scouting report on them, having an idea of what they got is huge. Already playing South Alabama 3 times now, and Southern Miss once in the midweek. We're looking forward to it, and we kind of got a good scouting report on them.
So the Diamond Dogs hope their experience throughout the season has prepared them for this moment in the Hattiesburg Regional. Now, Pete Taylor Park, it's a beautiful park. 340 down the line, 365 in left and right center, and then 400 straight away. So it's a pretty typical symmetrical park. It's named for the late head coach of Southern Miss baseball, Pete Taylor, coached the Golden Eagles from 1958 to 1983. And from 1973 to 76, a certain Cannizaro played for Coach Taylor. That's Gary Cannizaro. Many people know him as Cat here in Hattiesburg. He was a talented star infielder for the Southern Miss Golden Eagles baseball team. And Andy Cannizaro, who is Gary's son, expects his dad to be here for the game against South Alabama, and he hopes that maybe he'll don his maroon, even though he's around black and gold.
He absolutely loves this place, man. We've got Southern Mississippi hats and shirts and flags and to the top stuff all over the house, man. So, black and gold is certainly in his blood. We used to come up here all the time when I was younger for football games, baseball games all the time when Hill Denson was the head baseball coach here, and going to football games at the Rock. I mean, we would come up here all the time, and it's going to be a great weekend for college baseball in the state of Mississippi, and we're looking forward to it. But to get back to your original question, yeah, my dad will certainly be here. I'm just hoping when he sits in the stands, he's got his M over S cap on this weekend, and he can get back to all the to-the-top stuff later.
So once again, first pitch of the Hattiesburg Regional will be 1 p.m. between Southern Miss and Illinois Chicago, 6 p.m. between Mississippi State and South Alabama. We're hoping the weather will hold off, as you saw during our 5 p.m. live shot on Thursday evening. The tarp is on the field for the night. We're hoping we can pull it and get some baseball in for Friday and this weekend. Reporting here at Pete Taylor Park, Robbie Donahoe, WCBI Sports.
The Bulldogs aren't the only ones in action tomorrow. The Golden Eagles are ready for the show, hosting a regional for the first time since 2003. As Robbie mentioned, tickets were sold out quickly. Head coach Scott Berry is looking forward to a great atmosphere in the Pete.
Our crowd and our fan base have come out in numbers all year long, seriously. But to get to this tournament and be able to host it here in Hattiesburg and seeing how the ticket sales have gone, it has a chance to be very, very, very exciting.
A big congrats to Frank Blanchard and Anthony Rogers. They're our winners for the freaking Fast Friday USCS sprint car race coming up tomorrow in Columbus at Magnolia Motor Speedway. We were just saying, Renee, go sit together. I don't know. Go have a cookout together.
Make it a special date, right? I like the way you think, Tom. We'll be right back with a little more to wrap things up after this.
WCBI sports coverage of the NCAA baseball tournament Hattiesburg Regional is brought to you by Visit Columbus, the city that has it all, and OCH Regional Medical Center, advanced medicine, compassionate care.
about this to close things out? The children of the Columbus Library Summer Reading Program got a treat this morning. Our very own Steve Schill visited the 3 to 12-year-olds during their weekly book reading. This week, the kids listened to Steve read the book titled Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus. The reading program is designed to keep the kids' reading skills sharp while out for the summer. Good story there.
I guess we could say, too, don't let Keith leave, because when he leaves, the weather gets stormy. But he comes back on Monday, and look at that nice weather we get there. It is 83 on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but the difference will be the humidity is gone, so it will feel beautiful out there.
That's a story we all would like read to us, Jacob. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow.